to make caramel apples. Among the best treats you can enjoy in the fall are caramel apples. The light and crunchy fruit contrasts beautifully with the rich sweetness of caramel. You will be surprised to learn how easy it is to make such a decadent dessert. So easy that decorating the caramel apples can be quite an entertaining activity for the whole family. In fact, all you need to do is gather up the ingredients, set them up, and make one caramel apple as an example for your family to follow. Then you can take the rest of the afternoon off. It will be so much fun, they'll be glad to take over the kitchen in your place. Are you longing to take a long, luxurious bath while everybody else gets busy making these yummy concoctions? Here's how. 1. Choose the freshest apples that you can find, especially if you are making them ahead of time. Caramel apples can only be as good as the apples. They can actually keep for as long as a week when stored at room temperature, as long as they are uncut. Granny Smiths are perfect for this recipe because their tartness provides a nice contrast to the caramel. 2. To prepare caramel coating for 5 to 6 medium-sized apples, put the following ingredients together. 1 14-ounce package of caramel candy or caramel bits, 2 tablespoons of milk, assorted nuts and candies for sprinkling, some melted chocolate for drizzling, and 6 craft sticks. 3. Prepare the apples first. Most apples that you buy at the grocery are coated with wax, which will keep the caramel from sticking. Unless you are sure that you are using uncoated apples, you will have to dip each one in very hot water to melt off the wax before wiping it dry. Keep the apples in the fridge to cool them down, and remember to transfer them into the freezer for 30 minutes before coating them with caramel. Stripping off the wax and then getting the apples as cold as possible should help get a nice thick coat of caramel to stick to each apple. 4. As for the nuts and candies which you intend to sprinkle over the caramel, make sure to crush them into small pieces first. Pieces as big as regular M&Ms will just slide off. Some suggestions for toppings follow. Almonds, slivered ones are perfect. Oreos, candy sprinkles, crushed pretzels. If you are looking for a more complex flavor, have some fine kosher salt on hand. Sprinkle just a little on the caramel coating, and you've got salted caramel. 5. Take the apples and remove their stems. Right where the stems should be, stick the craft sticks a good way in to give you a firm grip on the apples. 6. Place some wax paper on top of a large plate or tray and coat lightly with a nonstick spray. This will hold your apples after coating. Prepare the caramel. 7. Take the caramel candy and place it in a double boiler. As it heats, stir it constantly. Pour in 2 tablespoons of milk and a pinch of salt. Continue until the caramel has completely melted and start coating the apples, turning as you go in order to get every inch covered. If you need, use a spoon to help get the caramel where you want it. Hold the apple right above the pot of caramel to catch the drips, and then proceed to roll or sprinkle your nuts and candies onto it. Work quickly before the caramel sets, pressing the topping slightly to help them stay on. 8. Set the finished apple on the wax paper. Repeat until all the apples are done, and store them uncovered in the fridge. Depending on how pretty you want your caramel apples to be, you may want to check them from time to time and tweak them. Some caramel will drip down, taking the toppings along with it. When ready to serve, lift the apples from the wax paper and trim a little of the pooled caramel off if you need to. It's pretty easy to learn how to make caramel apples. As you make different batches, you will undoubtedly refine your technique. With a little attention to detail, you could even end up with caramel apples as beautiful as those sold in upscale candy shops.